The American Cancer Society estimates more than 280,000 new cases of invasive breast cancer will be diagnosed in women in the U.S. this year. As we know, breast cancer does not discriminate, although black women are more at risk than their white counterparts and die far more frequently. Joining us now is Dr. Jamell Walker, an OBGYN in Florida. She was diagnosed with invasive breast cancer last year and is now, we are happy to say, cancer-free. She's here to tell us what it was like transitioning from physician to patient. Good morning, Jamell. Good to see you. Congratulations on being cancer-free. How's that feel to hear cancer-free, to be a survivor?
It's amazing. What can I tell you? I feel great every day. I tell everybody, every time they ask me, how are you? I'm amazing.
Yeah, so let's go back, because you're an OBGYN. So you're accustomed for caring for women when it comes to these issues in their body, and you really stress the importance of having breast examinations. So you probably warned many of your patients about that and doing your examination. So when you find out that you actually have something that you warn so many about, what was your initial reaction?
Shock, right? So transitioning from doctor to patient, it's easier for me to sit on my side of the desk and say, I'm so sorry, but I have to tell you this terrible diagnosis, right? But it's completely different when the tables are turned on you.
Okay, so when you find out and your doctor tells you this and you're shocked, and did you have any indication? Had you done your examination? Did you find a lump, or was it just a regular exam? Tell me about the process.
So my process was not typical. I definitely had been working hard, grinding, doing my stuff at work. And one day had an overwhelming sense of, you need a mammogram. I felt a sense from my mother, who has passed, who said, you need a mammogram today. And I remember going, Gigi, today? And so I called just like I normally would for a patient. And I said, hey, I need a mammogram. And they said, we can't get you in today, Dr. Walker, but we'll get you in over the weekend. I went in, normal mammogram. The tech was very nice. And they said, we see some things. That's okay. I have dense breasts. I'm not worried. And then I said, I'll come back. We come back. They say, you're going to need an ultrasound. That's okay. I ordered my own mammogram because I'm an OBGYN. I ordered my own breast ultrasound because I'm an OBGYN. And I'm sitting at my desk on a Tuesday morning going through my faxes, and I'm reading the results, and it says patient has likely BI-RADS5, definite cancer. And so I look and I go, I hate this day. I have to go tell a patient. And I look at the name and it's my name. I said, I'm the patient.
Oh my gosh.
So now what do I do?
Why? I mean, so yeah, what do you do? Because you're there. If you have to tell a patient and deliver that news, you're there to console them. You get a piece of paper and you read it yourself. I mean, who's the first person you called? Did you call your mom? Did you call a family member? What was that process?
The first person I called was my best guy friend at work. I call him my work husband, Dr. Gerald Pierre, and I said, I need you to come over to the office immediately because I have breast cancer. He said, no, in his beautiful Haitian accent. And he came right over. I called my best friend. And then I hesitated calling my sister because our father had died from prostate cancer. But I definitely called my little sister and let her know what was going on. And it was a devastating morning. But it was 7:30 in the morning when I found out, and I had patients to see starting at 8:15. So I had to get it together and get back to work.
So you still worked that day? You still went to work, although you just realized that this was a life-altering. Wow. Let's talk about dedication.
And literally,
right
I remember
there.
picking up the phone and calling the breast cancer area. And I said, hey, I need an appointment for a patient on Friday, if possible, so that I can get her some biopsies. And they said, Dr. Walker, Friday's going to be hard. Let me see if we can work her in. What's the patient's name? And I said, Jamell Walker. And the tech on the other end said, Dr. Walker, we will move everyone. What do you need?
Wow.
And so I went in for 4 hours with the biopsies. And when I got, I'm sorry. When I got there, they were just like, oh, happy-go-lucky, Dr. Walker, don't worry, don't worry. And then by the end of the 4 hours, they were like, don't worry, you're going to be okay.
Right. See, you're in that community, obviously. So as doctors, they're going to take care of you, and you've been there for so many other people, whatever. Was it not just from that sense, But from the sense of what you already know about the disease itself and how it affects people, how did that help you transitioning from being that doctor into being a patient? Because even though you're a patient now, you still have the knowledge of being a doctor and what the process is like.
It's immensely hard, right? Because you have to ignore what you know in the books and hope that you've chosen the best physicians possible to take care of you, right? Because I want them to treat me like I'm a patient and ignore my medical background and tell me everything. I said, tell me like I'm a 5 year old. Explain it to me like I'm a 5 year old. And they laughed and they said, Dr. Walker, this is your field. I said, after you said the word cancer, I heard nothing. After I read the word
Mm-hmm.
cancer, I became patient. And I need you to care for me the way you would care for anyone else. And luckily, I have an amazing team. Siddhartha Venkatappa is my oncologist. Star Martner is my breast surgeon. Flores is my plastic surgeon. And I literally said to them, I've got the best team. I chose you personally. I know I'm going to do well. And they're the people I send
Well,
my
I know
patients to.
you would. Absolutely. And now, as an advocate, as somebody that's speaking out and helping other people, as a doctor, you seem like you had a really good bedside manner in the first place. But a lot of times, doctors go through the process, like you say, they have so many patients, and you just can't have that kindred spirit with every one of them. You can't have that personal connection. Now that you've gone through something like this, and even though you're not the one that usually gives those diagnoses, if you hear somebody that is going through something that you have gone through, how do you advocate for them as a doctor to tell your fellow doctors who are caring for them how they should treat them and what to expect, and to push forward so to make sure that they get the best care, like you as a doctor? Because even being in that fraternity or the sorority or whatnot, of course they're going to look out for you because they have that personal connection. But how do you tell your fellow doctors that they need to have that personal connection with these same patients the same way they treated you?
I tell my fellow colleagues, your patients pay a $30 copay. They are entitled to your time and your attention for the time from the time you walk in that door till the time you leave. And you have to give them the love and concern and make them feel like they are the number one, the only one standing in front of you. That is my job on a daily basis. I say I give them a show for their 10 minutes and make it feel like 30. That is my job. That is their job, to sit eye level, to communicate, to care, to express empathy and sorrow. When my patients are diagnosed with cancer, we are diagnosed with cancer, right? So I have to encourage other physicians to be empathetic, give their patients the best care they possibly can, and make sure that the resources and people that they're sending them to are amazing and are going to take better than adequate care of them, excellent care of them. And now I
And I
have personal
appreciate you doing
experience
that.
that I didn't want, but I now have.
Yeah, absolutely. And we all go through things for a reason. And I really, truly believe that. And I think that you going through that is actually helping your colleagues in a sense. But right now, we got about 30 seconds before we go. We talked about the mortality rate and the disproportionate amount of black women, how it's compared to white women. I know you don't see race when it comes to your abilities and what you do as a physician, but we do know the stats and what they're up against. So talk to black women right now, and tell them, give them some advice from a physician's perspective on what they need to do to, first of all, avoid this from happening to them, and if it does, the type of treatment they need to be advocating for and trying to get.
I know that we're on this huge kick about self care, but it's so important right now. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your family, your husband, your children, your mother, your father, your
Mm.
grandparents, your neighbors. You can't do that. So you have got to do the necessary things to take care of you first. That includes getting your annual exams with your family practice or internal medicine doc. That includes getting your pap smears. That includes doing your breast exams. I know we're not advocating for teaching patients how to do breast exams, but I tell them, I only touch your breast once a year. You touch your breast once a month, and you tell me if something is different or
Mm.
unusual. Advocate for yourself. These are your breasts. This is your
Mm.
life. This is your body. You treat it like the temple that it is, and it will love you back. You have to take care of it. That is your only mission, right? And then you teach your children how to take care of their bodies, and it becomes a generational change. It's what we deserve as a people.
Well, thank you for telling them to speak up, and thank you for telling your fellow doctors to listen when they do speak up. Dr. Jamell Lee Walker, thank you for sharing your story with us here this morning. Thank you for starting your day. Best of luck in the future. Keep on being that survivor and keep on fighting the fight for everybody else. We appreciate you.